The Rugby 15 season is upon us, and we're going to go ahead and take the time to talk with coaches around the area to find out more about their team. Mississippi State Rugby was one of the most surprising teams last year. They went 5-1 in the Southeastern Fall Season 15s, as well as winning the West Division. I'm here with Evan Kaplan, winner of the 2014 SCRC Coach of the Year. Evan, thank you for taking the time to be with us.
Well, thank you for getting in touch with me, and anything I can do to help in the future, just let me know.
Wanted to find out, what has been one of the major changes that came in the last year?
I think one of the big changes was from the coaching perspective. Last year was my first year as head coach with the team. The previous year I was just kind of helping out. I wasn't fully involved. And I think just the overall attitude. Again, it gets back to what I said previously, but these guys come out to practice, they show up for games, they're having fun. They're not being forced to do anything or I don't know how to say this, being overworked. It's just that mentality and attitude. Being that we're a club sport, it's hard to kind of balance between trying to be a varsity club team and an actual varsity team and just a club organization. And so you have to find the balance there. Some guys want to come out and win every game, and they're out at practice giving 100% and more than that. Other guys are just out there just to have fun. And so it's trying to find a medium ground there where we can still be serious, you can still have fun, and take that attitude with us into practice, into the games, and just keep building upon that. And my first year, I didn't see any of that. It just seemed like it wasn't fun for these guys to come out. And it's a game, and I wish some of the other coaches in the SCRC would see that, but I tell my guys, I honestly don't care if they win or lose. I just want them to try hard and do their best, and that's what I ask of them. And whatever happens, happens.
Obviously, you guys are seeing success. Who do you guys expect to take a leadership role this year?
There's a couple guys. One of them is Alexander Schultz, and he's had experience in high school. He's been with us now. This will be his second full season, but he's been to a couple of the what I forgot what they're calling now. He used to be Octavius camps and now Cerebi. But he's been to a couple of those, and I think just his experiences are going to carry over to some of the other players, and I'm looking for him to step up this season, potentially even step up as far as being maybe captain of the team as well.
After having such a successful Rugby 15s and Rugby 7s season this past year, what are the motivations and expectations that the players have for themselves?
I think a big thing there is just somewhat of a winning attitude. Now these guys actually know that they have ability and they can actually win. They can beat. I honestly feel that all of us, from the coaches to the players to the first rookies that have been out for a week, is that we have a feeling that we can go anywhere and beat anybody. Whether that's going to happen or not, this season, traveling, I think we got the short end of the stick, so to speak, with the scheduling, traveling to Florida to start the season, traveling to South Carolina to end the season. I honestly don't know what to expect out of this year, but the guys know that they can win. They know what it's like to win. I think last year, even though we had a couple forfeits in there, I guess, but being 5-1, I think that was 4 games more than we won in like the previous 3-4 years from the history that I've seen. And then obviously finishing up with 7s that I think if we could have had a couple more weeks of practice in and maybe move back to that national championship, I really think we could have done a lot better than kind of in the middle of a pack there, so to speak. I think the attitude overall has just changed. And again, it comes from these guys having fun, they're working hard, and knowing they can go out and win.
What improvements do you expect from the players this year?
Probably the big improvement is going to be now that these guys know somewhat how to play the game. Many of them have played with one another. I just want to see them expand. I want to see them to kind of break out of the typical classic rugby mold, and I'm trying to get their way of thinking a little bit different than the norm. I don't know how it's going to work out when we get into the actual SCRC games, but I'm hoping we can change the style we play and get away from, like I said, I guess the typical classic, SCRC type of rugby, and that might hopefully, step up our game and be able to compete with the likes of South Carolina, Tennessee, Alabama, those teams. And I think we could probably beat one or two of those guys, but we'll see. South Carolina last year was tough. They were a good side. I don't know what they've got this year, but I'm just hoping to change my players' mindset.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Coach. Thank you for your time. I'm Gifttime Ibelu with Gifttime Rugby Network. Cheers.